everyone, I'm Riya Mittal and welcome back to another session of SellerSpeak. We have Ben Stein with us. Hi, Ben.
Hey Ria, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. So let me introduce Ben real quick. Ben is working with Payoneer and he focuses on e-commerce partnerships in Payoneer, and he has experience of 6 years working with online sellers, and he understands the struggles that online sellers go through on platforms such as Amazon and Walmart. And Payoneer is building up a platform that can help sellers, make the Amazon journey a little bit easier by providing them global e-commerce tools and solutions. So, Ben, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, Ria, thanks so much for having me on SellerSpeak. Really happy to talk to any of those global Amazon sellers about how Payoneer is really helping them go beyond, sell on different marketplaces, and really happy to use some of my experience working for marketplaces such as Jet.com and Walmart.com in the past to help sellers do so.
Yep. So we'll be covering a lot of topics, as Ben said. We'll be covering importance of selling in other marketplaces, how you can do that right. And we'll also be talking about the importance of cash in your business. So let's jump right into the session. To begin with, we understand that global expansion is something so important for Amazon sellers. And we have so many marketplaces. We have Europe, Middle East, we have Asia Pacific, and we have the Americas, of course. So what, according to you, is the best marketplace to start with when Amazon sellers are expanding their business?
Yeah, it's, Amazon presents such a large opportunity for sellers. They have, I think it's now 17 or maybe even launching their 18th marketplace worldwide, with when we see Sweden is going to come online. The US is obviously such a big marketplace. And something we focus on here at Payoneer is, once sellers have found a lot of success in their domestic marketplace, is taking that success and trying to replicate that in other countries. For example, if you are a US based seller and you're selling your products here in the United States, maybe you want to, and maybe you've captured a large share of the market here and don't think that with your current product offering, you can grow those sales any larger. We often recommend just picking another marketplace with a similar customer base that maybe your products will fit in. Maybe there's a large white space in the product vertical itself. So if you're selling kitchen goods, for example, and you're looking at all the global marketplaces, and maybe Australia has a big white space, or Sweden newly launched, or Mexico, going to one of those marketplaces where you can really try to dominate the market. And then from there, really tailoring your offerings and your listings to your customer base. Customers are going to be different in each marketplace. The United States consumer is going to be very different than the Japanese consumer, or the Indian consumer, or the European consumer. And that goes from everything from colors and sizes to case packs and quantities. Like here in the United States, the trend is buying large bulk sizes, because you purchase in bulk, you save money in the long run is the mindset. Where in other markets that may not be the case, and the consumers may have size constraints or just may not want bigger items. So I think it's really just finding that next marketplace that works for you and your products, and expanding and growing your business from there.
Yep, that was very well put, because I have come across sellers who have noticed that their products sell better in international marketplaces. So we had a seller who was Indian based, and he had these beautiful, beautiful prints, and they were so fancy. But then, because us Indians have already seen those prints, but then he started selling it in America, and it did so well. So I think it's very important to understand how your products can be considered, let's say, exotic in some countries, and then you can take the benefit out of it. So thank you for answering that question, Ben. So let's talk about trends in e-commerce that we're seeing currently. So to begin with, we already spoke about how Amazon has reduced the video format for their pictures and advertising, which I think is so important for sellers to take up. And then according to me, I think Amazon is going to come up with AR technology, considering the amount of, because the volume of voice searches are increasing drastically. So I think that's something that Amazon is going to look in. And then we also have AI that helps shopper understand their behavior. So AI technology, shopper behavior, you'll get better references for your product. But what, according to you, Ben, is going to be the future of e-commerce on Amazon?
Amazon is huge, and they really are, dominating the market. And I really believe setting the gold standard for e-commerce. And when you look at other marketplaces globally, domestically, that are really just popping up, I really think they're all trying to do what Amazon has done and just do it a little bit better and a little bit quicker. But bring it back to the trends on Amazon. I think it's just all going to be customer centric and customer focused. We've seen with COVID how the trends in e-commerce and really spending in e-commerce has increased tenfold, and I just don't think that's going to stop. I think it will level off a little bit, but I really do think people now understand the convenience of being able to order something and have it arrive at your home, a few days later, right? It's consumers don't have to leave the house. So we can talk about AR and augmented reality and virtual reality. I do think that is one of the next frontiers. Being able to see physical goods and hardlines products such as clothing or camping gear or furniture, things like that, maybe visualized in your room without actually having to go to the store. One of the other biggest trends I see just continuing is a lot of private label goods. I think that Amazon is just going to continue to learn what the customer wants and produce those goods really ahead of the customer, which it's maybe good or bad for individual sellers who have to get a little bit more creative and really have to focus back on their unit economics of their products to produce less expensive products and really connect with the consumer. But as a customer, I think I'm really excited for the ways that frankly e-commerce and specifically Amazon is going to make our lives a little bit easier.
Yeah. Again, that was very well put. And I think the part where you mentioned that it's going to be customer centric is so important. So in our previous sessions, we have already spoken about how customization for each customer can bring you more sales and a better review for your account health. So going back to personalization, I think putting even a small note in your Amazon boxes, thanking the customer and asking them to leave a good review can do a lot for your Amazon business. So now we're coming to probably the most important part of our session, which is important of cash in a business. So we had a session with Amy Weiss for our Q4 Mastery. It will be linked here if you want to understand how you can improve your profit by auditing your business. So I understand that when you have cash, you have to take some out for inventory, then there's some for PPC, but what else does cash do to your business and how important is it? And I'm guessing Ben is like the perfect person to answer that question. Working with Payoneer, they do financial transactions on everyday basis. So he's like the perfect person to answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So, Payoneer fundamentally is a B2B platform that allows our sellers and frankly our customers to transact globally. So we have sellers, right, that will use Payoneer for global receiving accounts. So if they're selling one of Amazon's marketplaces, they can use Payoneer to open a receiving account to repatriate those funds back to their home bank account at a significantly lower rate than we think a lot of the other options out there. And then one of the other offerings that we have is our capital advance program. As you're bringing back all this money from the marketplaces, you're going to have a lot of cash coming in. But as an e-commerce seller, you're usually going to spend that pretty quickly. You're turning around and you're buying more inventory as your inventory is depleting. You're purchasing more ads to continue to drum up your business. You're purchasing other services to help yourself with your ranking, with getting products cheaper. Maybe you're expanding to a new marketplace. And there's so many things you have to consider as an entrepreneur and as a brand owner as your business grows and expands, that cash is often difficult to come by. And usually as soon as you're receiving it, you're spending it back out again. So we have a product called Capital Advance that we think is really great for e-commerce sellers who need that infusion of cash into their business, whether it is to purchase new inventory, purchase new advertising, all the issues and opportunities that we just talked about. But it's important. And, we found that through some of our products, which are 30-day offerings and 90-day offerings, that we really help these sellers get a quick infusion of cash into their business, which then they can use to purchase new inventory, pay back to Payoneer over time and help their brand and their products grow.
Wow. So I see that Amazon selling has been made easier by Payoneer. So that's a relief because in the beginning of our session, we spoke about how selling internationally is so important for businesses. And then foreign currency exchange is something which is so complicated, I would say, because Amazon charges quite a fee and other banks are also ruthless when it comes to exchange rates. So I'm sure that Payoneer is helping Amazon sellers expand their businesses abroad as well.
Yeah, we really, love to, and it's something that I'm passionate about too, is helping those small business owners become mid-sized business owners, those mid-sized become large business owners. I think it's really cool to see the progression of a business. And we really believe that our suite of tools will help sellers do that, whether it is these international receiving accounts that help them exactly exchange that currency so they can minimize all the expenses they have and continue to operate, or it is the capital advance program. So if they need to get $50,000 of cash infused in their business so they can launch in that next foreign marketplace that they see as a really good opportunity, and they can settle that back with Payoneer as their business grows. It's really fun to see these businesses grow and see them thrive, especially in a time where e-commerce is booming. And anyone who I believe is interested in dipping their toes in e-commerce and selling should really try it out.
Yeah. So there you go. E-commerce made easy by Payoneer and SellerApp. So do check out our free tools if you want to understand how SellerApp helps you excel and skyrocket your sales on Amazon platform. And we also have videos that can help you get started to sell internationally. So if you want to sell on UK, we had Prabhat Shah with us. Here's the video. If you want to register your brand, here's the video. And there's so many videos that you can use that will help you excel in your Amazon journey. And if we have missed out on a video that you want us to do, leave a comment down below and we'll make a video about it. Thank you, Ben, for being on this session. This was very informative, and I hope that it has gotten all our sellers out there pumped to sell their products internationally.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And if anyone has any questions or wants to learn more about Payoneer, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Yep, I will link their information down below, so do check them out. And I will see you next week with another session of SellerSpeak. Bye-bye.